What's up EFD and welcome back to Scout Report. Today we're taking a look at 3 European clubs gunning for a place in next year's Champions League and identifying which January signing could help them qualify. But can you think of any transfers that could help clubs in similar situations? Let us know in the comments below and the best one will get read out on Sunday Vibes. Denis Zakaria to Roma. Roma's decision to replace Paulo Fonseca with Jose Mourinho at the end of last season was a clear signal of the club's ambitions to establish themselves as a Champions League club once again. Yes, the former Chelsea boss has been less impressive in recent years, last winning a trophy back in 2017 and leaving both Man United and Tottenham in a more troubled position than he found them in. But the Portuguese coach's reputation in Italy is second to none, having led Inter Milan to a historic treble in 2010, making them the only Italian side in history to achieve the rare feat. Nevertheless, Mourinho has inherited a squad some way off Champions League quality. The Giallorossi haven't even qualified for Europe's premier competition since 2018, when they still had the likes of Alisson, Nainggolan and a free-scoring Edin Dzeko on their books, and finished 7th last term, their worst Serie A performance in terms of points since 2012 and lowest position since 2005. And a growing issue under Fonseca was their defence. They conceded 58 last season, just one fewer than 16th place Cagliari, and while their expected goals tally was a more respectable 51.4, they still ranked 8th in this metric, hardly the stuff of a top 4 side. They have improved this season, conceding 1.2 goals a game, down from 1.5 in 2021. But there is still a sense that they need more still, not least after their 6-1 drubbing to Bodo/Glimt in the Europa Conference League. And while they don't look very strong in the fullback positions, both Matthias Viña and Brian Reynolds were signed in the summer, and so bringing in further reinforcements in those areas isn't likely at this stage. Where they do seem keen to strengthen though is in midfield, and Denis Zakaria, who has been strongly linked with the club since the summer, could be a good fit. The Borussia Mönchengladbach man missed much of 2020 through injury, but bounced back well in the second half of last season, ranking 4th in the squad for tackles and interceptions with 3.6 per 90 and winning 76% of his challenges. This season he's winning possession 4.6 times per 90, ranking first among players to have played over 7 games. No Roma midfielder comes close to him in this regard this season, with Brian Cristante the nearest on 3.8. Pretty staggering considering the Italian side keeps less possession than Mönchengladbach. And while the more defensive-minded Amadou Diawara was recently reinstated to the side, playing his first minutes since August, Mourinho's track record in these kind of situations don't bode well. In October, Diawara's agent suggested the manager had put his client in an uncomfortable situation, after dropping him from the squad entirely, while the club was also willing to sell him in the summer. Signed from Napoli for €21 million back in 2019, the Guinea international has been linked with the likes of West Ham and Wolves, and could be offloaded in January if the club can find a buyer. Meanwhile, Zakaria's contract at Mönchengladbach is up next summer, and though he has been linked with bigger clubs like Liverpool and Barcelona, Gianluca Di Marzio has suggested that Roma CEO Thiago Pinto could offer a small transfer fee to bring the midfielder to Rome in January. Quick, aggressive and tactically intelligent, Zakaria may not have the passing range of a player like Granit Xhaka, who Mourinho wanted in the summer, but does possess the kind of attributes that would suit his side. With the Giallorossi currently looking the strongest of the top 4 challengers residing outside the Champions League places right now, sitting in 5th, a minor upgrade to the engine room could make all the difference in the second half of the campaign. Marc Roca to Real Betis. Like Roma, Spanish club Real Betis may be in the market for a deep-lying midfielder come January, with Manuel Pellegrini looking to bolster the first team as he targets Champions League qualification, something the Andalusian side last achieved in 2004-05, when club captain Joaquin was just 24 years old. And having finished 6th last term with their biggest points tally since that season, Los Beticos have a shot at securing a long-awaited return to Europe's premier competition, although considering Real Sociedad, Barcelona and local rivals Sevilla are also vying for a top 4 finish, they are far from favourites. Pellegrini's side have impressed in attack, with only Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema outscoring striker Juan Mi at the time of recording, and Sociedad loanee Willian Jose netting 5 from 9 stars. They also rank 3rd in the league for goals scored and expected goals, with Real, Barca and Atleti the only sides to beat them in either metric, while Nabil Fekir and Borja Iglesias both rank in the top 10 in the league for shots per 90. Fekir also ranks second in Spain among players to have played over 1,000 minutes for chances created. But they aren't super solid defensively, ranking 12th for expected goals against and conceding more than any other side in the top half of the table, bar 10th placed Osasuna. And this is actually a mild improvement. Last term they conceded 50, with no side above them conceding more than 38. But while they're now conceding 1.2 goals a game, down from 1.3 in 2020-21, that average will almost certainly have to come down further if they're to seriously challenge for the top 4. Solidifying the midfield is key to this, and Bayern Munich's Marc Roca would represent an excellent piece of business. A reported loan target for Pellegrini, Roca has been wasted since signing for the Bundesliga champions in 2020, making just 2 league starts last season and yet to feature at all this term. It's a shame for a player who was one of the standout central midfielders in La Liga before his switch, shining in an otherwise dire Periquitos side that finished bottom in 2019-20. He may not necessarily be the most aggressive ball winner, with his 3.4 tackles and interceptions per 90 hardly outstanding in a side which was almost constantly on the back foot. What he offers in abundance though is control. His 81% pass accuracy was very decent in a side which struggled to keep possession, especially considering he was attempting 8.1 long balls a match. For context, Betis' current midfielders, playing in a side which generally dominates possession, completes around 85% of their passes on average. The previous season, when he was aiming for the excellent Borja Iglesias, who he would be linking back up with at Betis, he completed a highly impressive 72% of his long passes. While in 2019-20, he averaged 6.5 long balls into the final third per 90, which would rank him top in Pellegrini's current squad. Los Beticos are hardly short of midfielders, while Guido Rodriguez has been excellent defensively, making 5.4 tackles and interceptions each game. But with William Carvalho and 35-year-old Andres Guardado not the most mobile, acquiring someone of Roca's quality would represent a big upgrade. And having just turned 25, the Spaniard must be desperate for a new challenge, after seeing chances become even harder to come by under Julian Nagelsmann. Noa Lang to Monaco. We finish up at a side that needs to upgrade its attack for a chance of getting back into the Champions League. Despite an impressive 2021 campaign in which they finished third in Ligue 1, Niko Kovac's Monaco were denied entry into the UCL group stage by Shakhtar Donetsk and have been far from consistent in domestic competition, losing big games against Marseille and Lyon, as well as to sides they should really be beating like Brest and Lorient. They've won just once since the start of October and have generated over 1 expected goal in just 2 of their last 6 fixtures, and currently sit 9th, 6 points off of 3rd place Nice. While Wissam Ben Yedder continues to produce with 8 goals in 14 appearances, half of those have been penalties, and there's not an awful lot coming from elsewhere in the side. With Kovac seemingly unable to find a formation that best suits the talents at his disposal, he is lacking in natural wide talent, with attacking midfielder Soufiane Diop often employed on the left of a 4-4-2, and Gelson Martins providing almost no creative output from the right. While the 21-year-old Diop is very adaptable with his ability to play across the forward line, having a more direct goal threat on the left wing would arguably be more useful, and Club Brugge's Noa Lang could be the answer. The 22-year-old has been subject of much speculation since the summer, following a superb breakout campaign in which he registered 16 goals and 7 assists in 29 Pro League appearances, and is impressing again this term. He's completing 3.1 dribbles per 90 in the Champions League, more than Lionel Messi and marginally fewer than Vinicius Jr. Pretty astounding considering he's kept up that average with a 61% success rate against PSG, Man City and RB Leipzig. He also takes 1.7 shots in the box per 90, more than anyone in the Monaco squad, and creates 2 chances, with only Alexander Golovin averaging more. The Ajax Academy graduate is also a teammate of Myron Boadu from the Netherlands national setup. Having them link up could see the 20-year-old striker, who has struggled since his €17 million move from AZ Alkmaar, pick up some form. With the second youngest squad in Ligue 1, Monaco is one of France's very best breeding grounds for talent. They could provide the perfect stepping stone for Lang. So those were our 3 signings to take your club into Europe, and as I said earlier, make sure you let me know if we've missed out anyone else. Get them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, then please drop it a like. If you want to see more Eurofootball Daily content, click on screen right now, and as always guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.